Two challengers emerge in a clearing. Their goal is the same, to create culinary works of art using media culture. But their methods are entirely different, one favoring print culture, the other screen culture. Who will emerge victorious? Let's find out. This is Ultimate Media Chef Challenge Extreme. The reigning champion, the Prince Chef. The Prince Chef has been a master of media cooking for more than 600 years, ever since the printing press was invented in the mid-15th century. His specialty is doing things the way they've always been done, in linear order, with no surprises. In his free time, the Prince Chef likes to read books, by himself, all alone. Today's challenger, the Screen Chef. Fairly new to the media scene, the Screen Chef likes to do things his own way, not necessarily following a linear path to get to his destination. In his spare time, which is plentiful, the Screen Chef likes to play video games and yell at reality show contestants when they do something he doesn't like. Alright, you two. You guys are going to get exactly 1 hour to prepare your masterpiece using the exact same ingredients. I want this to be a clean game. Let's go do this. And the Prince Chef gets right to work, reaching for his weapon of choice, his grandmother's trusty linear cookbook. The great thing about Grandma's linear cookbook is everything is in logical order, making it really easy to find the recipe you're looking for with the table of contents. On the other side of the kitchen arena, it appears as if our challenger is using a different approach to locate his recipe. Could it be? Is he? He is! He's Googling the name of the recipe. A bold decision. It's not guaranteed to find what he's looking for, but he could get lucky. In the Prince Chef corner, it appears that he's found the recipe he's looking for. Now, this recipe is fairly straightforward, completely linear in nature. He shouldn't have a problem with it. He's beginning to set out the ingredients he'll need to prepare the dish. It looks like our Screen Chef is putting on some tunes before he gets to work here. Trusty iPod. Now, it looks like the Screen Chef isn't finding what he's looking for on the internet. Oh, wait, he might have something. It looks like he's pulling something up. Oh no, it's the Hypertext Cooking website. Our challenger had better be careful if he's going to use this. Now, it looks like the Hypertext site is only giving the Screen Chef one direction at a time. He's becoming fairly frustrated quickly. Now, there's no way he's going to be able to piece together everything he needs to know to prepare this dish. It keeps looping back on itself, giving him directions he's already had. It may take him a while to get out of this loop and figure out what his recipe actually is. The Prince Chef has already begun to mix his ingredients. He appears to be following this recipe to a T, following the exact order. Now, this is a smart move for him. It's worked for him in the past, and he's very comfortable with it. Now, it appears that everything is going smoothly over here. Could this be another landslide victory for our reigning champion? The Screen Chef is still hung up on this Hypertext Cooking site. Now, this Hypertext seems to be a complete waste of time, and our challenger will have to come up with something quick, or else it'll be game over for him. And it looks like he's completely giving up on the Hypertext now. What will he come up with to make up the time? Now, this effort by the Prince Chef is just by the book. He now appears to be putting together all the components of the recipe he's prepared earlier. Now we've seen this kind of cooking from him before, and that's what made him a champion here. Now, it looks like our contender is trying something different. It seems that because he has no recipe, he doesn't know how the ingredients will interact with each other once they're mixed. It appears that he's experimenting with different combinations to see which ones will yield the best results. Now, this is clearly some probing skills that he's picked up from playing video games hours upon end. It'll be interesting to see what he finds out from this process of experimentation. Now, by now, the Prince Chef looks like he has a very considerable lead. He's finishing his dish now. Should be ready to go in just a minute. Looks like that's the finishing touches there. And he's putting it in the oven now. It's just a matter of time for the Prince Chef. Screen Chef's probing samples are now ready. He's testing them now, seeing what his different combinations of ingredients got him. Oh, it doesn't look like he's too fond of that one. Oh, that one fared a little better. Now he's testing different combinations of these. It looks like he's onto something. It appears now that our challenger is using another skill he learned from video games, telescoping. He's plotting out what he needs to do in order to get to his goal. It appears he's taking several deviations from the usual recipe. Did he find something that our Prince Chef doesn't know about? Now, our Prince Chef doesn't look too concerned about what's going on in his challenger's kitchen. It's now just a waiting game for the Prince Chef, as his recipe is already completed. He knows what to expect and isn't afraid to relax for a moment while his creation is cooking. Now, our contender is clearly behind, but he's scrambling to get his dish done on time. He's been using a few unconventional methods, but he seems determined to finish on time, and even seems confident that his creation will stand up to the Prince Chef's. It's only a matter of time now before our Screen Chef finishes his dish, and time will run out. And, well, our Prince Chef is well into his book now. He just seems to be enjoying himself for a while now, but seems fairly confident that he can pull through a victory here. Now all that's left is for our judge to taste each dish and determine who will be the winner. Will it be the Prince Chef, whose culinary skills were precise from start to finish, in that order? Or will it be the Screen Chef, whose haphazard experiment isn't much to look at, though looks can be deceiving? He's tasting the Prince Chef's dish now. And he seems to be responding well to the Prince Chef's dish, though not overly so. It seems to be about what he expected. Now for the Screen Chef. He looks a little more hesitant with this dish, and I can't blame him. The preparation could use improvement. This is incredible! Despite the poor presentation from the Screen Chef, it appears as if he has invoked a gag reflex from our judge. Remarkable! Now, I've judged both your creations, and based upon taste and presentation, I've made my verdict. Prince Chef, your presentation was wonderful, and your taste was about what I expected from you. Screen Chef, your presentation was god-awful. But I have to admit, you found some flavor combinations with your experimentation that I'd frankly never tasted before. I think your experimentation really paid off, even though you kind of got caught up in a pointless loop of a pointless novelty at the beginning with the hypertext cooking. Well, that's okay. At this point, I'm going to have to call it a draw between you two, and I hope to see a lot of good competition from you two in the future on this show. Well, there you have it, folk. This is obviously an epic rivalry between print culture and screen culture that will continue on in the future, give us some really interesting stuff here on this show. Make sure you tune in next time for Ultimate Media Chef Challenge Extreme.